Thank you, Dr. Rapaport, for that informative lecture, and we'd like to ask you a couple of quick questions. Could you describe your background, how you got here today, and just some information that our audience might appreciate?
Sure, thank you. So I'm here today for the same reason that so much of what I do in medicine, that's because of a patient. I had a patient who was very sick and came in one day and plopped Mold Warriors on my desk and said, please read this. And if you haven't read it, it's this thick. And I said, okay, I'll get to it. And she ended up seeing Dr. Shoemaker, and we corresponded a little bit. And I said, whoa, he is doing things that I know nothing about, and I really want to learn about that someday. Fast forward, decided over the summer, one summer several years ago, that I wanted to go ahead and move forward and become certified. And a lot of patients with Lyme disease who weren't getting better the way other patients with Lyme disease were. And I felt that there's something else going on. And I didn't know what that was, but I suspected it might be mold exposure and biotoxin illness due to water damaged buildings. So I decided to become certified. And we had some big floods in Chapel Hill, and one of them went through my crawl space, and I realized I had mold in my house. And so I went through the experience actually before I started certification, of moving out of my house, trying to remediate, taking cholestyramine, trying to get my kids to take cholestyramine, etc. It took me a lot of time to get back into my house. I was actually had got certified before I got back in my house, and it has been a transformative experience. The ability to help patients by following Dr. Shoemaker's protocol is incredible. I've been able to help patients with Lyme disease so much better, because sometimes it's not Lyme disease, sometimes it's other things, and it's just been incredible to have a whole nother palette. I don't want to say colors on my palette, but a whole nother palette with which to approach patients. So that's how I got to it.
How has it affected your practice?
It's one of the things it did is about 7 months ago I stopped taking primary care. So I'm a specialty practice only. It's made my practice very busy, and the acuity of our patients increased. And I take that as a good thing, because in medicine, one of the reasons that doctors get burned out is that they do the same thing every day. They're not compensated well enough, and it's in and out. And the one thing that they thrive on is the relationship with patients, at least for most doctors, I think. And with the way insurance industry, I don't want to say healthcare, I want to say insurance industry is, that's really been taken away from so many physicians. And this has allowed me to really build incredible relationships with patients. Every patient that walks in is complex. It is a puzzle that I get to be privileged to help figure out, and it's really an exciting way of practicing. I wouldn't trade this for the world. It's been such a intellectually stimulating field.
Do you have resources available to you that you can call upon when you have these particular types of patients that you have to figure that puzzle out? Do you have additional doctors in the system that help you, or how do you do that? We
all help each other. So there's a listserv for physicians who are certified, and we don't share patient information certainly, but if we pose problem or difficult cases with each other, Dr. Shoemaker is available, and I just do research. I research. So this is a group of people who love intellectual discourse and love to understand things and are intellectually curious. So it's an incredible group to be a part of.
So a physician watching, you would recommend becoming certified, or how would you describe it? What would you tell them?
What I would say is, if you want to practice in a way that is stimulating and exciting and allows you to grow and learn new things every day, and really make a difference, then by all means, this is the best field I know of. I trained in family medicine. My mentor in medical school was Dr. Barnett, and he said, you have to know what kind of camera you have on what kind of lens you have on your camera. Are you a telephoto? You should go into specialty. Are you wide angle lens? You need to be a generalist. You need to go into something that allows you to look at a lot of different things. And I am not I don't have a telephoto lens on my camera. So for someone who does, we certainly need CSRS aware physicians and CSRS certified physicians in subspecialties. But I think for the physician who really wants to understand and know a lot about their patients and really help their patients, that's really, I can't think of a better field to enter.
Well, we thank you very much for coming all the way from North Carolina today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.